Hey guys, it is 5:00 a.m. I am just here at the Baden Powell trailhead in Horseshoe Bay, and I'm planning to do the 48-kilometer traverse from Horseshoe Bay to the point of Deep Cove. I've always wanted to do this trail and finally got the chance to. I'm gonna start early before it gets too hot. Wanted to share some footage with you guys. Hope you guys enjoy. Let's get going. Right off the bat, it starts in a nice steep incline. Get you warmed up. Followed by a nice bit of flat just shortly after. A little bit of balance to start things up is always good. Good amount of uphill at the beginning, and it's finally changing into a bit of a well-groomed dirt trail, which is a nice break for a few. Definitely gets the heart pumping, all the uphill right from the beginning. It doesn't take long before this gets into pretty rocky terrain, and they call this course the Knacker for a reason. Definitely keeping it an easy pace to start, while really watching my footing. After a healthy bit of climbing, you get these nice areas of flat and bits of downhill, which gives you a quick moment to recharge. And we are just almost at Eagle Bluffs. There's no shortage of uphill. Good news is, starting from this direction until you hit the Cypress Resort parking lot where you'll pass by, this is supposed to be the steepest section with rock scree and a lot of the really steep inclines and downhill. So it's kind of nice getting this over with earlier on. Nothing like some steep boulder fields to start off the morning. So funny story, speaking of the Knacker course, it's actually happening today. I'm not always plugged into the internet and social media events, but just saw a few people, and there's actually the race going on today. Here I thought I'd be alone for the most part, but should be interesting. So I'm not so alone as I was earlier. Other people are passing by. Beautiful views of Howe Sound. It's kind of good because it actually gives me an extra push to keep on the grind today. So after passing Eagle Bluffs, you kind of get a nice bit of time in the forest, bit of flat areas, to give you a break from all the uphill. There's a nice bit of a boardwalk. You get to traverse through these areas here, next to some little ponds. Kind of peaceful. Funny story about the race, and there's actually a few other people just running this for fun that are just kind of, you know, passing through as well. I guess I'll get some extra encouragement, which isn't a bad thing. Hey man, thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You too.
You filming this shit?
I'm just running it for fun as well. Nice to finally get a bit of downhill, kind of around the cypress area now, and it finally gets to some good flat areas. And I thought it would be a day of solitude. So I'm just here at a little spot to fill up. There's aid stations along the way since it's race day, but out of respect for the race, I'm not filling up at aid stations, but nice little creek here, running to fill up the filter flask and getting on my way. The last while was pretty brutal. A lot of tangled roots, but getting to some nice meadows now. Definitely a good challenge. And my goal today was to kind of keep this casual pace, but since everybody's racing, I kind of want to see if I can finish in the 10-hour cutoff. This stretch of area here is such a treat. It was a really steep ascent up Black Mountain, but finally some areas to make up for the more slower kilometers. The area that I'm passing through here is Hollyburn Mountain. Some beautiful scenery around here. You really got to watch your footing. So, after some logging road, just on some nice paved downhill, and the next stop on the part of the trail is the Cleveland Dam. So that's coming up soon. Just currently passing over the Cleveland Dam. There's actually a water fountain right here as you're passing after Cleveland Dam. Perfect place to fill up. So I'm just making my way up to the base of Grouse. And when you're doing the Baden Powell Trail, you have to go up the Nancy Greenway here, which is a good uphill stretch. So I'm just at the base of the Grouse Grind, and to continue the Baden Powell Trail. Now, there's another spot. If you want water, you just got to go up to Grouse. There's Starbucks there to get some water, but I'm good for water, so I'm just going to continue on. So just finished ascending up a bunch of steep trail, pretty similar to what the Grouse Grind is, as the Grouse Grind isn't too far away. So just been going up a bunch of rocky terrain, routes, pretty steep, but finally it's evening out to some flat terrain, which is nice. This course is very brutal. Pretty tough, I'll tell you. But just keeping a good pace. It's nice when you have these moments with boardwalk, but they're few and far between. Definitely a luxury when you get the chance. Headed on some downhill here. 0.2 kilometers behind me at 30.2 km. There's actually a water fountain, and it's a godsend. It's the perfect timing when you're coming through this trail. So yeah, you can fill up as much as you want. Officially passing through Lynn Valley. It's one of my favorite parts of North Vancouver. You get a nice bit of boardwalks and stairs. So far, this has been my favorite part of the Baden Powell Trail, coming through Lynn Valley. It's the most peaceful, really lets you catch your breath. The watch I currently use is a Garmin Instinct, So the battery life is not that good. So if you notice, I have my watch charging with the power bank. Kind of got to get creative. So I'm managing, but feeling on autopilot at the moment. I haven't been doing any trail runs really up to this. This was kind of a spur of the moment thing. So just pacing myself, taking a bit of time to hike, and gonna get back to running shortly. Just currently heading up the Seymour grind. Feeling a bit better. Pretty hot today. Definitely feeling this trail. Just passed a marathon distance and just 3 kilometers left to the bottom. It's mostly all downhill from here. Finally got my second wind. Just gonna carry this through to the Deep Cove trailhead. Baden Powell trail finished. About to touch the water. Because I'm not racing, I didn't go through the finish line. But here we are, we did it. Oh! Hey guys, so I just wanted to quickly wrap up how the trail over was. Sorry, I'm out of it. How the trail was. Honestly, it was more brutal than I expected. I think amongst the heat and just the slow moving terrain, you know, lots of tangled roots and a lot of rocky terrain that's really slow moving. I find there's not a lot of good open views compared to all the suffering you're doing inside the forest. But you know what? That's where growth happens, and it was definitely a great challenge. I'm pretty beat. Not planning to do that trail again anytime soon, but definitely a good challenge. I'm glad to say I finally have done it. Greatly recommended. One thing I wanted to add in, as I had no idea there was the actual race going on today, one thing I did was respect the racers. What I mean by that is I did not eat or take anything from aid stations. I did not go through the finish line, and I just kept to myself. I had no idea there was a race. I literally started at 5 a.m. and there's no sign a race was starting. But it was kind of cool running alongside some people here and there. I just didn't think to check social media or whatnot. And the one day I go to do the Baden Powell Trail is a one day a year this race happened to be happening, which is the knee knacker. But otherwise, I just want to leave you guys with that. And again, strongly recommend the trail. Hell of a journey, but well worth it. You really got to embrace the suck. Yeah, it's good stuff.